Now on Watching Washington, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrives at the White House to meet with President Trump.
Plus, more than a dozen resignations at the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE.
And a measles outbreak in Texas gets worse. Also a new strand of COVID, but should we be worried? Those stories and more straight ahead.
Good evening, I'm Jaden Voss.
And I'm Sam Frank, and this is Watching Washington.
The U.S. and Ukraine have discussed an agreement that would give the U.S. access to its rare minerals. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that he wants to meet with Trump in Washington, D.C. to finalize the deal. The agreement would give the United States access to its rare materials in exchange for United States military support against Russian invasions, as well as managing a Ukraine reconstruction fund. Zelensky has made it clear that he will not pay back money to Ukraine from the Biden administration directly, but the value of the minerals will function as repayment for prior financial aid. President Zelensky is hopeful that a deal will happen, but will not guarantee anything until his meeting with Trump.
If we understand that the US will be one of the countries, or one of the leading countries who give security guarantees, then this could be a success or the first step towards the sustainable fair peace growth of the Ukrainian economy. Or if it's just some sort of beginning without a vision for the end, we will make conclusions after my conversation with President Trump.
President Trump also received an offer from Russia for mineral in its Ukrainian territory, but Trump has not accepted that deal yet. As of now, it is very possible that a deal with Ukraine will be finalized after the two presidents met in D.C. on Friday.
In a surprising statement, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's willing to step down if it would guarantee peace with Russia and secure Ukraine's membership into NATO. Speaking during a forum in Kyiv, Zelensky emphasized that his priority is Ukraine's future, not clinging to power.
If it guarantees peace for Ukraine, if you really need me to resign, I am ready. I can exchange it for NATO.
Ukraine has faced intensifying Russian attacks, including the largest drone strike since the war began. Zelensky's remarks came just days before the third anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion, as Ukraine continues to seek a stronger security guarantees from the West. While NATO allies have expressed support for Ukraine, there have been no official responses to Zelensky's offer. Meanwhile, Russia has repeatedly rejected Ukraine's NATO ambitions, insisting that the country must remain outside the alliance.
Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk attended President Donald Trump's first cabinet meeting of his second term earlier this week. Musk joined top officials in discussions on government efficiency and federal workforce reductions. The White House defended Musk's involvement, emphasizing his efforts aligned with the administration's goals. The meeting came amid Musk's push for mass federal workforce cuts, including a directive for government employees to justify their positions via email. Despite internal debate, Trump has insisted his team is fully unified, praising Musk's role in advancing what he calls common sense solutions.
In Washington, D.C., 21 staffers from the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, have resigned, protesting Elon Musk's leadership and cost-cutting measures. The group, formerly part of the U.S. Digital Service, cited concerns that Musk's reforms threaten critical public services and compromise citizen data. The resignations mark a major shakeup in the federal agency, which Musk took over as part of a broader government reconstructing. The ex-staffers say that they refuse to be part of dismantling essential services. While Musk argues that his changes will eliminate waste and provide efficiency, the controversy adds ongoing tensions surrounding Musk's expanding influences in the public sector of operations.
President Trump and the governor of Maine, Janet Mills, clashed over the possibility of federal funding being withheld from Maine over refusal to comply with an executive order on transgender athletes.
Your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports, so you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good, I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Mills released a statement after that exchange that her administration will take legal action if Trump withholds any federal funding.
Up next, Germany just elected a new chancellor. What does this mean for the United States?
Plus, a wrangle for the media fighting for their constitutional right as the White House will now choose who is allowed to cover the president. Stay with us. More Watching Washington next.
Easier to say to myself, I could get done in 3 years. The 3-year program helped save me a ton of money. Not completing my 4th year, I would save around $30,000. It will give you an advantage, if anything. Doing the 3-year program at Purdue has shown me that I have motivation to do whatever it takes to get my degree.
Hi there, my name is Vikram Jaithlak and I'm the founder and president of the Purdue chapter of the University Blood Initiative. Over the past 2 years, we've been able to collect over 300 pints of blood to be donated to local hospitals, and you can be the next one to help out.
I donate my blood at the University Blood Initiative.
Hi, I just donated blood through the University Blood Initiative.
Hi, I just donated blood through the University Blood Initiative at Purdue.
Right, I donated my blood through the University Blood Initiative at Purdue.
And I donated my blood at University Blood Initiative at Purdue.
Are you looking for a new hobby?
Or do you want to have a fun evening with your friends?
Then come climb to new heights at the Co-Rec Climbing Wall.
Football. It's the best time of the year. You know what else is great? The world's largest and fastest mascot. You can't have Purdue football without the trains. Look for the Reamer Club outside Stewart Center, 12 to 5 p.m. on Fridays before home football games, for your chance to ride the Boilermaker Special for free. See you then!
You're watching Fast Track News.
Germany's leader, Friedrich Merz, is raising concerns about the future of transatlantic relations, warning that Europe can no longer rely on the United States for security.
You spoke about some of the concerns that you have about the Trump administration. Sir, how do you want to position Germany as far as the United States is concerned to prevent confrontations with the Trump administration for Germany, for Europe? And how concerned are you about Donald Trump's efforts at rebuilding relations with Russia to the detriment of both Europe and Ukraine?
I am quite concerned about what we hear from Washington, especially over recent days, but I personally don't believe that what we heard were the last words. I also heard very clearly different voices from the Congress. Many Americans see the view of their own government quite critically, but it is important for me that we have a common attitude on the European side of the Atlantic on the topics that need to be tackled.
Merz acknowledged growing uncertainty in Washington, expressing concern over the Trump administration's shift towards isolationism and its efforts to rebuild relations with Russia. He noted that many in the United States Congress oppose these moves, but stressed the need for Europe to stand united. Merz wants Germany to strengthen its own defenses and amid fears of a reduced United States military presence in Europe. As the U.S. reevaluates its global role, Europe is being forced to adapt, with or without United States support.
A federal judge has declined to temporarily restore the Associated Press's access to some of President Donald Trump's events, the Oval Office and Air Force One. The Associated Press was seeking a temporary lift of the ban the Trump administration put on it earlier this month. The ban was to punish the Associated Press over its decision to continue using the term Gulf of Mexico. Trump renamed the body of water Gulf of America in an executive order soon after taking office. On Monday, U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden gave a number of reasons for why he has decided to deny the request. One of those, McFadden wasn't persuaded that the Associated Press was facing irreparable harm as a result of the ban. The judge's decision to deny the request for any temporary restraining order is not the end of the matter. A hearing is scheduled for March 20th on the AP's request for a preliminary injunction. The Trump administration is changing a long-standing policy of how reporters cover the President of the United States. The White House announced it's stripping its Correspondents Association of its role in managing the press pool. Now, the White House press office will pick which journalists will make up the pool of reporters covering the president.
Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility.
The press pool traditionally is made up of representatives from television, print, radio, wire services, and still photography outlets. Information from the events the group covers is communicated back to their counterparts and outlets known as pool reports. Critics of White House action say that the Trump administration can choose to grant better access to reporters who may be more favorable to the president. In a statement, the White House Correspondents Association said, the White House move, quote, tears at the independence of a free press in the United States.
The measles outbreak in Texas has resulted in its first reported death. Health officials have confirmed that a school-aged child who was not vaccinated has passed away after being hospitalized last week. Since the outbreak in late January, at least 124 people have been infected, the majority of whom are children. So far, 18 individuals have been hospitalized due to severe symptoms. Health officials are urging parents to vaccinate their children as soon as possible, emphasizing that while measles is highly contagious, it can be effectively prevented with vaccination. As the outbreak continues to spread, experts warn that more complications may arise. Authorities are closely monitoring the situation and strengthening public health measures to contain the disease. Stay tuned for further updates.
Scientists in China have detected a new strain of the coronavirus in bats. According to a study published last week in the journal Cell, the newly identified strain can infect humans in a way similar to COVID-19. The CDC stated that there is no current public health concern regarding the newly identified coronavirus, and no human infections have been detected. Scientists note that the new strain is less efficient at infecting cells than the COVID-19 virus. However, its connection to the Wuhan lab has drawn attention as there have been many speculations and questions to where COVID-19 originated. The United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention said it does not consider the finding a current threat to public health at this time.
In a remarkable discovery, scientists in Peru have uncovered 27 new species, including a swimming mouse, a blob-headed fish, and a rarely seen salamander. The expedition to the Alto Mayo region, led by ecologist Trond Larsen and a team of Peruvian scientists, spent 38 days exploring. The discovery of the new species was shocking, particularly in an area dominated by human activities. The Awajin, a local indigenous tribe, played a crucial role in the expedition, providing insight to the land and its species. The team documented over 2,000 species in total, including 4 new mammals, 8 new fish, and many more. This expedition underlines the vital role of indigenous knowledge in conservation efforts and shows that even in human-impacted areas, nature still holds surprises.
In other news, Amazon's robotic home assistant Alexa is expected to get a major upgrade this April. The update is aimed at bringing the popular voice assistant into the AI chatbot era. In a recent preview video, Amazon shows the new Alexa Plus handling tasks such as telling a user how many books they've read this year, analyzing data from connected smartphone apps, and reserving seats at their favorite restaurant, or even ordering concert tickets. The company says that it can do this simply by being able to store and even better predict a user's preferences. In a similar approach, companies like Apple and Google are continuing to refine their own AI-powered assistants. Apple is rumored to be working on a more advanced version of Siri, integrating the generative AI into improved natural conversations and predictive capabilities. Meanwhile, Google has been expanding its AI and integrating it into a Google Assistant aimed at providing a more intuitive and personalized experience for users.
That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in.
And see you next time on Watching Washington.